Bezrat Hashem Yitbarach, Boker Tov. We are Daf Yomi, Avodah Zarah Daf Lamed Gimel. So we'll start shortly before the Daf and Lamed Bet Amud Bet, just to get into the subject. So the Gemara says like this: if a person is going to do is if a non-Jew he's on his way to doing to the Avodah Zarah, so you're not allowed to do business with him on the way, but when he's leaving on his way out, you're allowed to do business with him. So says the Gemara, Amal Shmuel, it's four lines from the bottom and Lamed Bet Amud Bet. Amal Shmuel, Oved Kochavim Haolech Letarfot Balicha Aso. Why on his way there it's aso for him to do it? Why? The Aziru Modi Kameh Avodat Kochavim, because if you do business with him on his way and he gets a good business deal, what is he going to do? He's going to say thank you to his Avodah Zarah for this, and then you're causing him to do Avodah Zarah. But on his way out, you're allowed to do it. Why? Because what happened, and that's it. He's not gonna. We're not afraid that he's gonna go back. Says the Gemara. However, Israel haolech litafu. But if a Jew is on his way to doing the Avodah Zarah chas v'shalom, baricha mutar, on the way you're allowed to do with him business. Din mahadarbe velo azil batre velo azil, because maybe if you do business with him now, it's gonna actually stop him from doing it. Because maybe he's going to do the avodah zarah because he doesn't have enough business, and now that you're giving him the business, so maybe he's gonna stop, right? B'chazara asu, but once he already did the avodah zarah and he's on his way out, there it's a sort to do business with him. Why? Kevan de avik ba mehadar hadar azid. Because since we see that he is attached to the avodah zarah, he did it like this. We're afraid that he's attached to the avodah zarah, and then he's going to go back to say thank you to the avodah zarah for this business deal that you gave him. Says the Gemara, is that true? V'hatanya Yisrael haolech letafut. A Jew that is going to do chaz v'shalom avodah zarah ben balicha ben b'chazara asur. You cannot do business with him whether he's on the way there or on the way back. So we see that contrary to what we just said, that on the way there you could. Amar Ravashi, Kitanya ahi b'Yisrael mumar devadai azil. When did we say that it's a soul to do business with him on the way there also? When it's Yisrael mumar, when we see that this is a Jew that Hashem Yishmol, he's already long gone. But when we know that it's a normal Jew and miskin, either he has Yetzirah or he's having a tough time, so then you would be allowed to do business with him on the way there, because we say that maybe that's going to help stop him from doing the Avodah Zarah. Tanu Rabanan, Oved Kochavim haolech liyarid, ben balicha, ben b'chazara, mutar. If a Jew, a non-Jew, if a non-Jew is going to the fair, okay? And when we sit to the fair, it's normally referring to a fair that has some sort of avodah zarah involved in it, okay? Ben ba'alicha, ben b'chazara is mutar. Whichever way you go is going to be allowed. Yisrael haolech liyarin, but if a Jew is on his way to the fair, baricha mutar, if it's on the way there, he's allowed, but on the way back, the baricha mutar b'chazara asur. But on the way back, it's asur. Why is it asur to do business with the Jew on the way back? The Amri avodat kochavim zavin deme avodat kochavim ika be'adeh. So says the Gemara, wait a second, you know why? Because on his way to the fair, okay, whatever money he has. But on the way back from the fair, we're afraid that what happened was he bought or he sold avodat. He did business with the avodat kochavim, with avodah zarah. Now the money that he has is what? Now the money that he has is kesef shel avodah zarah. If it's kesef shel avodah zarah and you're going to do business with him, you're going to get the money from avodah zarah. It's asur. Therefore, with a Jew on his way back from the fair, you're not allowed to do business with him. Why? Because we're afraid that the money that he has came from selling avodah zarah. Huh? Avodah Zarah? I don't think so, but asur. No, the problem over here was the fair. The problem over here by the fair was what? That it was that there would either he would sell avodah zarah there, the Jew would sell avodah zarah there, or that there's a tax, the percentage that goes to the thing. Okay. So says the Gemara. estate property or whatever, and they want to buy it, build it for sale. יכול להיות. I don't know. I don't remember. I remember seeing the question. I don't remember that. Tough. So it says the Gemara. Says the Gemara, if so, name avodat kochavim Oved Kochavim Nami. But it says the Gemara, why do you say that only by the Jew? Oved Kochavim Nami, Nema Avodat Kochavim Zavin, Deme Avodat Kochavim Ika Be'adeh. So say the same thing by the non-Jew, that what he has now money of Avodat Kochavim, of Avodah Zarah. Ela, Mechila, Oved Kochavim Amrinan, Grima Zavin, Chamra Zavin. We say for the Oved Kochavim that he sold a donkey, he sold clothing. Says the Gemara, Yisrael Nami Nema Emo Grima Zavin, Chamra Zavin. Say the same thing by the Jew, that the Jew sold the chamor, he sold the grima. Why? Why do you say that by the Jew it says sold? Because he maybe sold Avodah Zarah, and the money that he has is Avodah Zarah, but by a goy you don't. Says the Gemara, ita de ika ita de havelehacha hava mezavin. So he said, because if he would have had the clothing or the chamor, he wouldn't have had to go to a fair where there's Avodah Zarah to sell it over there. He could have sold it by us. The fact that he went there shows that he has things that he couldn't sell by us. He shows that he had things that he couldn't sell by the Jew, which is what? Avodah Zarah, and that's why he had to go. He had to go over there. Nodot ha'oved kochavim v'kan kanehem. The nodot, the wineskins, the gourds, the pouches of the avodat kochavim, and their barrels. Right. This is a quote from the Mishnah. Tanu Rabbanan. Nodot ha'oved kochavim. The gourds, I guess you can say, of the Oved Kochavim, Girudim Chadashim, Mutarim. If they're like smooth and new, it's mutar. You're allowed to use them. Yishanim Umzupafin Asuin. But if they're old and they were coated with a layer of tar, this is going to be asur. So why? Oved Kochavim Libiban V'ibedan V'natan Letochan Yain V'Yisrael Omed Agavav Eno Choshesh. If the Oved Kochavim, he was in the middle of making it, like putting the finishing touches, and he puts in wine as well. Why? Because they used to put like a type of tar. Okay, Rashi says zefet. Okay, so they would put like tar, and then they would add wine to take off the sharp taste of the tar. So the Gemara says, Yisrael omed agabav eno choshesh. If there's a Jew on top of him, if there's a Jew washing, eno choshesh. Says the Gemara, since the non-Jew is already putting in wine, ki Yisrael omed agabav, my havi. What difference does it make if the Oved Kochavim now, yeah, so what again? The non-Jew is pouring wine. What difference does it make that Yisrael omed agabav? Why, if Yisrael omed al gabav, it's going to be mutar? Says the Gemara, Amar Rav Papa, Hachi Kamar. This is what it means to say. Oved kochavim ribevan v'ibedan v'Yisrael noten letochan yain. If the Oved kochavim, he was putting the tar and tanning the hide. Okay, v'Yisrael noten letochan yain, and the Jew was putting it inside the wine. V'Yisrael acher omed al gabav, and there's another Jew on top of him watching him. Ve'eno choshesh. That's when it's allowed, and that's when it's not a problem. Says the Gemara, if you already have the Jew that's putting in the wine, why do you need another Jew that's watching? Says the Gemara, Dirma agav tirte minasech v'la. He says why? Because maybe we're afraid that the non-Jew or the Jew, since he's going to be busy or something like that, maybe the non-Jew is going to come. He's going to put the wine, and we didn't pay attention to it. We didn't realize that the Jew didn't realize it. So therefore, you need another Jew to be able to watch over him. Rav Zvid says no. Leolam kideka amat mikara. Really, like what you said, but in the beginning. Vehacha beidna dekashadile naase kizorek maim letit. But when he's putting it, it's like he's putting water to the teeth. Why? Because like we said in the beginning, that the reason why he's putting the wine, why is the goy putting the wine inside the nod right now with the tar? He's doing it just to take off the sharp taste of the tar, right? So it's as if he's pouring water. He's not doing yain nesach at this point, right? You see, the whole purpose of him putting the wine is for what? Is just to take off the taste, to remove the sharpness of the tar. So therefore, it's as if he's putting water. Amar Rav Papi. So Rav Papi says, Shma mina. From here we can see Shma mina med Rav Zvid. From Rav Zvid we can see Hai Oved Kochavim. Dishada Chamra Lebe Milchi D'Israel Shari. If a non-Jew put some wine in a wine shaker, salt shaker of a Israel, it's going to be allowed. Says the Gemara, really? Matkif la Ravashi, midami hatam. Midami, can you compare the two cases? Why? Hatam ka'azili ibud. Hacha lo ka'azili leibud. But the case of the gourd, the case of the wine skin that he's making for the wine with the tar, and he puts wine inside, what happens to that wine afterwards? Yeah. Olech, it goes. It's nothing, right? But the salt, even though it's only a little bit that gets absorbed, and it maybe adds over there, it stays. So how can you compare the two cases? Bal Adi, okay, so that was his name. Taya, there was an Arab called Bal Adi. Anas Hanhu Zike Merav Yitzchak Bar Yosef. He forcefully took certain utensils of Rav Yitzchak Bar Yosef. Rama behu chamra, and he put inside of them wine. Ve'adrin hu ni'aleh. And then after he was done using them, he returned them. Ata sha'il be'midrasha. So he came and he asked in the Bet Midrash, can he use these cups? Can he use these things after the go? Use them. So, Ata sha'il be'midrasha. Amar le Rabbi Yomi. This is what Rabbi Yomi told him. Kach hora Rabbi Ami. This is what Rabbi Ami said. Halacha lemaaseh le'alacha. That what? Mimmale'an ma'im shlosha yamim um'aran. He fills them up with water for 3 days. What does that mean? That means that he fills it up with water for 24 hours minimum. He spills it. He fills it up again for another 24 hours minimum. He spills the water, and then a third time he fills it up again for 24 hours, and then he spills it. Okay, Mimmale'an ma'im shlosha yamim. He fills it up with water for 3 days. Aran. Ve'amar Rava, and Rava said, Tzarich le'aran me'et le'et. Every 24 hours you have to spill them, meaning as opposed to having them for just having the water inside of it for 3 days straight, you have to fill it up with water for 24 hours minimum, spill, and then move on. Why? Savo mine hani mini didan avadidhu la. They thought that this is only for dvarim hechsher of our things, but about the goyim, if it's yain nesach of a goy, maybe no. Okay, so he says no. Even of the goyim, even if it was yain nesach or the goyim, that it would be allowed. Okay. Savar alacha berei kamei derav Ashi lemeimar. Hani mini nodot, aval kankanim. No, this is only true for the nodot, for the like the gourds, the wineskins. Okay, aval kankanim. But if it's with a kankan, jug, this no. Amar le Ravashi lo shna nodot velo shna kankanim. It doesn't make a difference if it was a wineskin or the kankanim. Tanu Rabbanan. Okay, why? Why is it not a difference between the two? So we say because the use of these utensils that he took from him, they were short-term uses, meaning it's kind of like cups. He was using it for cups, so we're not afraid that the wine was sitting in there so much that it had a chance to absorb like properly. Therefore, that's why we allowed him to do this takana of koshering with 3 days, 3 times 24 hours water. Tanu Rabbanan. Kankanim shel ovdei kochavim chadashim geodim mutarim. We learned it before that what if it's new barrels, new jugs of the oved kochavim, if they're smooth, it's going to be allowed. Yishanim umzupafin asurim. But if they're old and they're put with tar, it's going to be asur. Oved kochavim noten letochan yain, v'Yisrael noten letochan mayim. If the goy put inside of them wine, the Jew can put inside of them water. Oved kochavim noten letochan yain. If the Jew put inside wine, the non-Jew put it inside wine once again. Israel noten letochan tzir umurias ve'eno choshesh. You can put inside tzir, like fish oil, murias, like fish fat, and a dish of fish. Ve'eno choshesh, and he's not afraid, and he's there's no problem with it. Okay. Why? Because the tzil, he says Rashi, the tzil and the murias, they take off the sharpness of the wine. Ibailehu lechatchila or diavad. This halacha that we said that you can put in the tzil, the murias, or the water, is it going to be lechatchila or diavad? Okay, Tashema, Ditani Rav Zvid Bar Oshia. Rav Zvid Bar Oshia says, "Halokeach kankanim min oved kochavim chadashim noten letochan yain, yishanim noten letochan tzir umuyas." If it's new, he can put inside of. If he put inside wine, you can chadashim noten letochan yain. If it's new, you can put inside of it even wine. Yishanim, if it's old, you can put inside tzir and muyas lechatchila. So here we have the halacha that says even lechatchila you can put in the tzir and moyas in the jugs of the oved kochavim that they put in wine once upon a time. Okay. Ba minei Rabbi Yehuda Nesiya me Rabbi Ami. Rabbi Yehuda Nesiya asked Rabbi Ami a question. Hechziran lekivshan ha'esh v'nitla benu mahu. Okay, you have jugs of yain nesech. Okay, it's a soup. What happens if you put them now back inside the furnace? Can you now use them? Okay. Elmaleh, tzir soref u loko sheken. He says, we said by the tzir, by the fish oil, that what? This, if you put it inside the nodot of the kankanim of the oved kochavim, it ruins the taste of the yain nesach, it kills the taste of the yain nesach, and it's mutar. So he said, for tzir it's mutar. If you're burning it with fire, for sure, all the more so. Okay? Huh? Yeah. Okay. Amar Rabbi Yochanan, ve'amri la, Amar Rabbi Asi, Amar Rabbi Yochanan. There are those that say it's Rav Asi that said in the name of Rabbi Yochanan, kankanim shel oved kochavim shechziran lekivshan ha'esh, kivan shnishra zifatan mehen mutarin. Once the tar that was coating inside of it, it started to melt, it's going to be mutar. Okay. Amar Rav Ashi, lo tema ad denatran. Don't say until Natran, it was it completely came off. Even once it became loose, meaning once the tar inside became a little bit loose, then it's then it's gonna be allowed. Okay, even though it completely didn't go off. Kinsa, if a person put kesmin, he put like wood chips inside and he burnt it. He put them on fire, meaning he put the fire inside the jug. Is this going to be allowed or no? Rav Acha and Ravina argued. Chad asar v'chad shari. One says so, and one said it's mutar. V'hilcheta kiman de'asar. The halacha is that putting in wood chips and putting it on fire is not enough to consider consider making it kosher. Okay? Ibailehu ma'uliten letocho shecha. What's the halacha? You have the jugs of the wine, and you want to put inside of the oved kochavim that had yain nesech, and you want to put inside shechal. You want to put inside beer now. Is this going to be mutar or asur? Rav Nachman veRav Yehuda asri. Rav Nachman and Rav Yehuda say it's asur. VeRav Ashari, and Rava says it's mutar. Ravina shar alei leRav Yichia bered Rav Yitzchak. Nemem Rabbi Shicha. So Ravina allowed Rabbi Yichia bar Rav Yitzchak to put inside shechal. Azal Rama bechamra. He put inside wine by mistake. Okay, ve'afilu hachi lo chash la lemilta. So now, what happens with the wine that he put inside? So he allowed him. So he had the jugs of how do you call it? Of wine of yain nesech, and he asked, "Can I put inside beer?" He told him, "No problem." What happened? He went, instead of putting beer by mistake, he put in some more wine. So what's the halacha with the wine? The wine is asur, right? But even so, Ravina, even so, the wine is asur. even so, Ravina didn't say, okay, now we're choshesh that people might come to put in wine and they're gonna think that the wine is okay. No, he said that beer is allowed, and we're not choshesh that you're gonna come to switch, even though that actually happened. Okay. With lo, hayayin atzmo, the wine itself was not allowed. The wine itself was asur, but he allowed him to continue putting beer. Meaning, the fact that he put in once wine, he says amar akai be'almahu. It was a mikre. It happened by chance. So the wine itself, for sure, is going to be asur because it was with yain nesach. It was in the jugs of the yain nesach. It's going to absorb the taste. It's going to be good. Huh? Because beer, they say that the taste of the wine towards the beer, it doesn't work so.
How you make brandy? Wine and whiskey.
Okay.
And also.
So this is what we said. This is the problem of some of the whiskeys that you see in them sherry oak casks. These things. There are some that say that it's a very big problem, right? That you have these barrels of yain nesef. So if that's the case, then it's for sure it needs hashgacha.
You mix cognac,
So it needs hashgacha. It needs hashgacha. Top. Rav Yitzchak bar Bisna havele hanhu mane de pksuna. Okay, so he had these types of utensils. Okay, so he says the pkuna exactly. So Rashi says it was made out of chutz mikvodchem. It was made out of the excrement of bakar, of cattle. Okay, yeah. Huh? נכון. מה לעשות? טוב, he had them of כנראה they had some yain nesach. מילינו מים הניחו בשמשה. So what did he do? We said that what is he able to do in these cases? He's able to put it with water for 3 days, 3 times 24 hours, right? And so that's what he did. He filled it up with water and he put them in the sun. Makara paku. The utensils, they exploded. Amar le Rabbi Abba, asartinhu alayich isuro deolam. You made it on yourself asur forever. Emo de amar Rabbanan memelenu maya anuchi bashimsha mi amu. Chachamim said that you fill it with water. Did they tell you to put it in the sun? No one told you to put it in the sun. The fact that you put it in the sun caused them to explode. That's not Chachamim's fault. That's your own fault, he said. So, Amar Rav Yosna, Amar Rabbi Ami, Kli neter en lo ta'ara olamit. Okay, it's Kli neter is earthenware things. There's no type of hechsher for these type of things. My kli neter. What's kli neter? Says the Gemara. Amar Rabbi Yossi bar Avin, kli mechufarot shel tzarif debe parza, rufalia. Okay. No, sorry, debe parza. So he says it's a thing that comes from what? So Rashi says uvlaz alum, right? Rashi says uvlaz alum. Maybe it's no, I don't think it's aluminum.
מלח המשמש לטביעת בגדים ומשך. צריך חומר הנקרא אלום, והוא מין מלח יבשי המשמש לטביעת בגדים. זה גוש מלח.
It's a type of
מלח עם צבע.
כן. Okay, so he says Rufalia, this Rufila, that was his name. Anas Hane, he was once again one of these Anasim that they would do whatever they want with people. Kubimi Pumbedita. Okay, Rama Behu Chamra. He took these type of these type of utensils, okay, from Pumbedita. Okay, Rama Behu Chamra, and he put inside of it wine. Ahadrinhu nialayu, and he returned it to those people. Atu shailuhu le Rabbi Yehuda. They came and they asked Rabbi Yehuda, Amar, davar she'en machniso likiyumhu. Okay? Meshachshechan b'mayim vehen mutarim. So he said, Kanila, it was like some earthenware cups or something like this. He put inside wine and he was drinking with these cups. So they asked, after he returned the cups, so he said, what's the halakha of these cups? So Rav Yehuda said, it's okay. There's no problem with these cups. You just have to rinse them out and it's good. Why? Because he said, this is something that you only do for short term. Okay? You're using these cups for short term, so they don't have a chance to properly absorb. So all you have to do is rinse them out and you're okay. Okay? Amar Rav Avira, Hani chatzvi shechim midar mai, kivan delo bali ituva, meshach shechan b'mayim, umutarin. Okay? So, it's the same thing with the shechimi de armai. Okay, shechimi, Rashi says, is it's again utensils that come from it's earthenware things that come from a certain place. Okay, since you don't use them, since they don't, since they're not bolea, they're not mamash bolea, it's enough to just wash them and it's gonna be okay. Amar Papi, hani patvata debe merci. Okay, so it's again it's kli cheres debe merci. Okay, that the Rashi says that they have the earth is very hard. Okay, kivan delo balituva mishashchan b'mayim umutarin. All you have to do is rinse them out with water and they're okay. Why? Because they're not bolea. Kasi Rav Asi Asar, Rav Asi Shari. Cups, Rav Asi says it's asur, Rav Ashi says it's mutar. Ishati behu oved kochavim pam rishon, kuli alma lo pligi de asur, ki pligi bepam sheni. So if the guy puts inside yain nesech in the cup, the earthenware cup, if it's glass, we know for the Sfaradim, obviously for sure, there's no problem, right? But we're talking about the earthenware. The earthenware cup he put in wine. Okay, can he drink from it? We saw machloket, yes or no. Now we're saying that the machloket is only after the first time, meaning if he already put in, if the Jew used it the first time, okay, what happens? The kli already absorbed a little bit, right? So that means what's balua inside is the shir Yisrael, and then the goy comes and uses it after. Then it's going to be mutar according to that shita that says it's going to be mutar. So he says, "Pam rishona kuli alma lo pligi de asur." If the goy is using it for the first time, everyone agrees that it's asur. Ki pligi. When are they arguing? Bepam shniya, that the goy put his yain esef in the second time. Ika de amri. Pam rishon v'sheni kuli amar de lo pligi de asur. There are those that say no. If it's the first or the second time that this cup is being used, and the goy put his yain nesach in the first or second time, kuli alma, everyone agrees that's so. Ki peligi, when do they argue? Bepam shlishit, the third time. V'hilcheta, and the halacha is pam rishon v'sheni asur, shlishi mutar. If it's going to be the third time, it's going to be mutar. Amar Rav Zvid, hai mani de kanunya, chivra ve'uchma shari. Yeroka asir. Okay, so again, it's a type of kli cheres. He says that it has a coating on it. Okay, so it's I think it's like porcelain that we can translate to our days. Okay, kind of. So if it's white or black, it's mutar yaroka. But if it's green, asur. Why? Mishum de mitzrif. Okay, because if it's gonna be green, yarok, if it's gonna be green, so it comes from a place that the earthenware the earthenware utensils made from there, it's going to absorb even more. So the fact that it's green, it comes from a certain place that the earth makes it absorb more. So white or black is going to be okay, but the green, no. Behu kartufani kulehu asuri. Okay, and everyone agrees that if there's cracks, okay, then everyone agrees it's going to be asur. Darash meremar kunya ben uchma ben chivra, whether it's going to be black, whether it's going to be white, ben yaroka, whether it's going to be green, shari, it's going to be mutar. Why? What's the difference going to be? By the Gemara says, wait a second. Why? But why is it going to be different than chametz bepesach? The baumi name. So by Pesach they asked the Merema, Hani mani dikunya maulish lemushu bebischa. So they asked him, can you use this on Pesach? What did he say? Yaroka lo tibailach. No, you cannot use it. You cannot use the green one. Why? Because the place they use it from, it absorbs a lot. The asiri, and it's going to be asur. Ki tibailach. When is the question relevant? Chivli v'uchmi, if it's going to be white or black. My, what's the halacha? Ki itbehu kartufani, if it has cracks, lo tibailach. Don't even start the question. Devadai de bali, because for sure they were bolea. V'asiri, and it's going to be asur. Ki tibailach de shi'i. When are you going to ask the question? When it's smooth. Shi'i, when it's smooth. My, so what's the halacha? Amar lehu. Amar lehu. Ana chazina lehu demidaiti v'kivan demidaiti vaday bali. So he said, I see that they sweat, okay, and since they sweat, they're going to be bolea, and it's going to be asur. So my tama Torah ida al kiri cheres she'eno yotze midei dufono leolam, and then the Torah was also me'id that that kli cheres, there's no way to take out the balua forever. Why? Because the Torah says ukli cheres tishaber, because it's impossible to take out the thing. So it says ma'ishna miyayin nesech. Why would that be different from yayin nesech? Which means to say that the Gemara was basically asking a question. The Gemara was saying, wait a second, how come by yayin nesech he said that there's no problem, but by Pesach he said that there is a problem? That's the question that the Gemara leaves off with today. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen ve'amen.